Hey dreamers, Joe Pardo here, and I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful week. It's Friday, so I'm here to do a topic show. I have a whole bunch of topics set up that I want to do, but today I really want to talk about well, goals, right? So I had some dreams when I set out to start the Dreamers podcast. Meeting people and connecting with awesome people doing amazing things was definitely one of them. And inspiring people and helping people figure out what it is that they want to do with their life. It's all so important to me. And I think I've done a really great job of that. Um, so last week. You saw I was in Disneyland. I was in LA and getting the process started on writing a co-authored book with Dr. Jeff Barnes called "The Wisdom of Law for Kids." That's a working title. It's probably going to be called something else. And then I landed. I left at 2, or was it like 10:30 at night, California time. I landed at like 6 a.m. on Friday morning. I drove down to DC Podfest. I'm rocking the DC Podfest shirt right here. It's a great shirt. Shout out to DC Podfest. If you didn't go this year, you should totally go next year. It was a really great time, really great people, and totally worth the money and my time to go. So I got back. Well, actually, when I landed, it was like 5 or about 6 a.m., 5:45 or something like that, and I got an email just as I was like standing up, like, and I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like, this is an interesting email. I got an email. Some of you may remember I interviewed a guy named Dan Roten, like not that long ago, but it seems like that long ago with so many episodes since then. When I was at was it an event for entrepreneurs, and I set up my podcast booth, and I interviewed a bunch of different people that were there, and Dan was one of them. And I've done talks for their organization HopeWorks. You should go check it out. It's hopeworks.org. Anyway, they do like some really awesome things. They get kids out of really horrible situations, kids that have been trafficked, abused, homeless, and what they do is they give them an education in computers so that they have the skills to then go and become web developers or police officers. It starts with computers and learning how to program, and it ends with helping them get a job doing whatever it is that they want to do. And so I've done talks for them, and I've even done work for them. Like over the summer, I started doing some freelance work for them on their web design. So they have a company that's all set up to give the kids, the teens, when they learn the skills, they have a place to go intern at as a paid internship. Now they can go and intern at Subaru is one of their partners, and a hospital is one of their hospitals. Like they have a lot of different. They have like 30 different places that these teens can go and intern at once they've gone through the program. Anyway, when I checked this email, I was like, hey, they're looking for somebody to be a web director, and I was like, that's interesting. And Dan's like, oh, do you know anybody that'd be interested? And I'm like, I might actually be interested. So I unfortunately at that point I had to get off the plane, and then I had to go get my car and drive down to DC from Baltimore. And I was helping pull out chairs and get things set up because I was there so early, and it was a really great time, and all that. But at some point, I think like maybe like 3 hours when things started to settle down, I picked out my phone and said, hey, I might be interested in this position. I would love to learn some more about what you're looking for and how we could work together on it. Well, little did I know that, he was like, oh, this is great. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get together Tuesday. Well, Tuesday happened, and I went over there, and we went out to dinner and had a really great time. And I really love what he was telling me about what they're looking for. They're looking for someone to help grow that web development business so they can take on not just interns, but employees and expand it. as well as one of the other companies that they have set up as well. So it's like, oh, great. So I'd be coming in as this web director, but really what I'll be coming in as a force to help expand their business and expand their clients and expand what their clients expect from them. So not just like, hey, how do I, can I get a pretty website? It's more like, hey, can I get a pretty website? And now we can suggest, hey, have you looked at lead pages? Have you looked at this? Have you looked at that? All these different things that are going on in the web space, in the marketing space, in the content creation space, and that's all the things that I bring to the table, as well as the business knowledge on the back end to help grow that business, to get more employees, help more teens get more education, get jobs, and even to help them start their own businesses in the long run, which is really it's exactly, I couldn't ask for a better position. When I got started, one of the things that I was doing with this show and was hopeful for was like, hey, if I do this show and I build these and I write these books and I build these products, and I was like, it's gonna pull people to me to the level that I'm gonna be able to get consulting work. I'm going to be able to help other people that are going to be like, hey, I want to work with Joe, and this is going to be awesome, and this is what I can learn, and this is what we can build together. And I'm so thankful that it's taken 2.5 years to get to this point, but it's worked. Now, admittedly, I did have some hesitations at first, right? I was like, oh, I'm doing a lot of different things. I don't know if this is really what I want to do. Do I want to really take a position within a company? And I was hesitant because I felt defeated, right? Like, oh no, I'm giving up on what I want, and I'm giving up on my dreams, and I'm settling for something. But the truth is, like, when I really broke it down, like, and thought about it, no, it's not. What I'm actually doing is I'm helping build something and putting all of my skills that I've already proven that I have in my family's business, in my own business, and applying that to helping kids get out of really terrible situations and come out of it stronger than when they went in. And that, I mean, I can't ask for a better situation. This isn't Joe going to a desk and saying, oh man, this is, I traded all of what I had going on for a paycheck. This is Joe going in and like helping kids one day, and the next day working with clients to get them better, to set them up better for what they need in their businesses, as well as the business of HopeWorks and the web development side of stuff. So this is like a culmination of everything that I want to do, everything that I love about business, and I'm getting that chance to put that awesome gold star on my resume of things that I've accomplished in such a short amount of time since leaving my family's business. Now, as far as my projects, the things that I do and the things that I love and the things that I'm known for, yeah, at first I was like, oh man, I'm gonna not have enough time to do all these things. But actually, it's the complete opposite. When I really thought about it, when I really broke down the things that I'm doing and working on, and things that I would love to work on, there are so many projects I want to work on. There's so many projects that really, I just haven't had time. So two of those projects is my party card game that I just haven't had time to do. The reason is I have the game together in my mind. I haven't started to build the game because I realize how long it's going to take to do it, to flesh it out, to go from concept to play testing, to building it, to play testing, to building it in a retail type box, getting it printed and all that stuff, to taking it to market, doing the Kickstarter, all of that stuff. It just takes so much time, and there's other ways that I can go about doing projects that make money now and here, where I'm not like, hey, a year from now I'm going to be able to get this game out and we're going to crank it out. stuff like that. So the other project that I really want to work on is the follow-up to Adventuratorium. If you know Adventuratorium, it's the DJ album I did. It launched, it really kickstarted this whole idea of like, I'm going to go out on my own. I'm going to do something. I'm going to trust myself and my skills, and I'm going to take it to that level that I know I can, and I have. The problem is music albums and DJ albums, they take a lot of time to put together, a lot of passion that's got to go into it. And, you know, they don't make, especially DJ albums, they don't make a lot of money, if any money. So, because the art form isn't really legal. So it creates that conundrum of like, how much time can I invest in something like that where I'm not going to be making money? It's really, really tough. But now that I'm making, you know, going to be getting a paycheck and going to have set hours where I don't have to worry about like where my next paycheck is going to come from, because, you know, truth be told, I haven't made like a ton of money from all this stuff. I've made enough, but enough isn't enough to not have to worry about the next month. You know, it's not that, I'm not that far along yet, and that's okay. That's all right. So I'm going to be able to do and dedicate time to those projects. I'm going to be able to dedicate time to the Mid-Atlantic Podcast Conference. I'm going to be able to dedicate time to the Dreamers podcast here while still co-authoring the Wisdom of Walt for Kids, which the Wisdom of Walt, if you don't have it, you should go pick it up. I think it's wisdomofwalt.com, maybe, possibly not seeing a website on the back of this, but go check it out. Check it out on Amazon. Really great book. Dr. Jeff Barnes does a great job of writing a book, and together we have some really awesome ideas that we're going to be putting together for a kid's version. So from like 7 years old to like 13 years old, that's where the sweet spot's going to be for our version of the book. Anyway, and the other book that I'll be able to work on is my book, Sales Won't Save Your Business. And to me, that book is going to be, it's a play-by-play of like everything that I did over the years within my family's business to make to help keep it running and keep it going through the years, and making it better, optimizing the processes, working through like employee issues, and working through generational gaps and people having to learn things, and things like I had to learn as well along the way, because, you know, just because it's the right way doesn't mean that it's the way that everybody wants to go about doing things. So there's things that I've learned that that you have to work through over the course of time. So these projects are all things that I'm going to be able to do with confidence because I have the money in place to do it. I have and at the same time, I'm going to be able to learn all new sets of skills. Taking, the 31 Life-Changing Concepts book, which if you don't have it, you should go get it. It's a great little book. It's on Amazon, Joe Pardo's 31 Life-Changing Concepts. And as well as my other book, the How to Dream Big and Win coloring book. Go and pick that up. These two books are really going to help me work with the teenagers at HopeWorks to help bring them to like a whole different world of optimism and self-pride, and allowing them to have the confidence in themselves to and permission within themselves to succeed at what it is that they want to do, no matter what it is. If it's in program, if it's in whatever the goal may be for them, I want to help make that happen for them. So I'm super excited that I'm going to be taking all the things that I've learned and applying that and getting to grow a business that is attached to a nonprofit organization doing amazing things in Camden, New Jersey. Which, if you don't know, Camden, New Jersey is consistently rated like one of the top 5 most dangerous cities in America. So, and it's only 20 minutes from my house. So I'm super proud of the fact that I'm going to be able to make a difference in my backyard with those teens, with the company, and make a difference in other people's businesses. It's really, really amazing. to me, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity that I have afforded myself along this way, and I'm so happy to have you along on this journey. So yeah, normally on Fridays I like to have a short episode. This has already been 15 minutes where I just talk about one specific topic in business. But I think the lesson here is that even though something might feel like you're letting go or failing or being defeated or going back on what it is that you thought you set out to do, the truth of the matter is when I really thought back about 2.5 years ago, I was building my resume for what it is that I wanted to do with my life. And that's one of the reasons why so many people are like, "Hey Joe, you're not making any money, are you? What are you doing?" Da 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 da. Like, you got to take your mind out of that and put it in the frame set of like, if I'm really learning what I want to do with my, like, along the way, like the same as if when you're going to school, making money when you go to school isn't the goal. It's to learn, it's to get the knowledge, it's to get so many of those things. So I really want you to take a look at the things that you're doing and see if they're lining up with where it is that you want to head, because it really should. There needs to be at least some convergence of where you want to head and what you want to do and how you're doing it all. Like, there needs to be a crossroads there, like the crossroads that I'm at, and and that I kind of got stressed out about. I'll admit, I got stressed out about the idea that, oh no, maybe people will think less of me because I'm taking this job. But it's to me, it's not a job; it's an opportunity to do some really great things that I would not have the opportunity if I didn't take action and start this platform for myself and for the people that have been a part of it. And it's so hard to really put into words how grateful that I am for all of you to be on this journey, and for me to have started it in the first place, to have the bravery to start it, to tell people, oh, this is the Dreamers Podcast, and have people say, oh, it's the Dreamcast, or that's console. Like, come on, man. Like, well, that was over 2 years ago when most people still had never even heard of the word podcast before. But you gotta have a vision, and you have to own that vision, and you have to go from there. In fact, I just had a conversation with somebody who wants to help 1 billion small business owners in a set amount of time. I've had conversations with other people that want to help, like 5,000 speakers, or a million. Or even just 1 million small business owners in X, or entrepreneurs in X amount of time. In like 2 years, I'm going to help all these people. And it sounds really bold and crazy and wild, and but that's the whole point of dreaming, is that you throw it out there. But at the same time, you have to own it. You have to take charge, because no one else is going to own it for you. No one's going to love you the way you need to love you, and no one else is going to love your dream and your vision the way you love your dream and your vision. So that's been a mouthful. Super proud to be here. If you guys want to reach out, send me an email at over here. Super. It's Joe. Yeah, Joe at super. And I'm really bad at this thing because we're here on YouTube. Joe at superjoepardo.com. Send me an email, and I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear your thoughts. If you're going through a similar thing, but you're worried that you're going to be giving up on your dreams or your passions, that doesn't have to be the case. You just have to, you have to put it into perspective, and then you can go from there. Yeah. So hit the subscribe button, whether you're listening on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play. It helps tremendously. I had a conversation while I was at DC Podfest, and with Rob Walsh from Libsyn.com, and he's like, yeah, it really, your subscriptions really matter, especially for iTunes, to get you to the top. So please hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying all of the content. I have started to do a few more episodes, converting them from iTunes and audio to YouTube, so you can check out all that at superjoepardo.com/tube. Go there, check it out. And if you guys have any questions or topics, please, joe@superjoepardo.com. Shoot me an email or leave them in the comments below if you're on YouTube. And I'll see you all next week with another interview, and I'll check in on Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody.